Well, results matter for sure, and so we're happy with the results. But I think, we're so focused right now on the process of becoming a team. Some of our shot selection, while I was happy we shot the puck, I didn't think the location of the puck was all that great, and so I think that's something that we have to continue to obviously work on, so it creates second and third scoring chances. I told the guys before the game, we had a target to hit 35 shots and to hold our opponent to 20. So we hit one and we missed the other by a shot. You think shot. And if somebody's open and you hear them, you'll make the play. I think of it as a point guard driving through the lane. He can't leave his feet looking to pass and there's nothing there and now throw a shot up. He's got to go up looking to shoot. And if somebody's open, he'll get him the ball. We had guys sitting out today that they've worked really hard, and they're competing for playing time, and I think they could have went out there and been good contributors. So I think that if we can start to build a little bit of depth and we're building that competition on the team, guys are going to have to perform, or they're going to find that those spots in the lineup are very valuable. Tanner is a disciplinary issue. He's going to be out. He violated some team rules, and he'll be out for. I'm holding him out for 5 games. This is being game 1 in the next 2 weekends. and so it's the same thing in my opinion. So it's nice to hear that if they're being honest.
He was thinking shot on the penalty shot too.
I had a hunch. God, that coaching stuff, you caught on quick.
Is that the first penalty shot since you've been here, or no? I don't think there was one last year, was there?
You mean outside of a shootout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall. I don't recall if we had one. I think it is.
Yeah. That was, but Ferentino, is a great example of a kid that played a good game, and the younger guys also seem like you put them together. Talk about a little bit about how and why you matched some of the guys up that you did.
Yeah, well, I did think Michael Ferentino played a real good game. He worked real hard in this offseason on his skating and his strength, and I thought it showed tonight. On that breakaway that he got, he really outfought a guy for a puck. Those guys were strong. He had some older, experienced guys who had a lot of playing experience, and I thought he made some real nice plays. So I thought he had a real good game. In terms of our thinking, we put the seniors together because they have some experience together. We wanted to see how they played together. And if my first year, we started with that line, and they played pretty well together. And then Dean got hurt, and then things started changing around. So I thought we'd try it. Then as you go down the line, I thought last year at the end of the season, Keller and DeBlau had a little bit of chemistry. Made some nice plays at the end of the season, played pretty well at the end of the season together. So we started with that. And I think Haig could play with anybody because he plays with his head up, he makes plays. Who wouldn't want to play with a guy who gets on the puck or can shoot the puck, Then we, I've tried to keep, I have up until really yesterday, I kept McEachern and Ebbing separate because, it seems like their whole life they've played together. And then I thought, well, why wouldn't we try it? And I liked their chemistry. Thought that was pretty good tonight. And then Darnell added a little bit of a physical presence to that group. And then we had Ferentino and Cox played together years ago. And I was kind of curious to see, what they had going. And who am I missing? Is that all four?
I think that's all four.
Yeah, well, those guys, but I guess I started with two.
Right, two.
And I
Then
tried
you
that.
matched the third.
So, I put Cox and Ferentino together, and Stenglin's a bigger, stronger guy. He's a shooter. I thought those guys can, help complement him and him complement the other two. Same thing with Darnell, a little bit of a physical presence with those two guys. And I don't know if we'll stay with it, but there were some things that we saw tonight that we liked. Definitely.
Were you trying to avoid all freshman lines, or did
No.
Cars just kind of follow that way?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Not necessarily trying to just move parts around. We've tried some different things. Wouldn't rule that out. I know for me, when I was a freshman, I played an all-freshman line and helped my confidence a lot. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't rule that out. I wanted to see the freshmen play a lot, and the game kind of allowed for it. But if you saw, I was putting them out for power plays and killing penalties, and we didn't have a lot of structure. We didn't have a lot of organization to our power play. We didn't have a lot of organization to our penalty kill. We've hardly worked on it. In fact, the power play, we have not worked on it, not an ounce. And yet, I thought I saw some, good instinctive puck movement, decision making. So, it was some good takeaways.
You also, it seemed like on the defensive side, you were rotating guys back and forth. Was it to see how they
On defense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on different pairings.
Yeah, well, Jake was a little banged up, and so we weren't sure how long he was going to play, and that was part of it, and we weren't under a lot of pressure in our own zone. And we tried different guys, gave guys a chance on the power play, and we wanted to see how they played on their offside. So it was a good opportunity to give a lot of guys some game experience. I thought Brock Krieger did a pretty good job, for a real first exhibition. I guess he played one last year, right, with the U.S. national team. But I thought he played on the power play. He killed some penalties. Knutson, the same thing. Got him some time, and so You know, now the intensity is gonna really increase, but I think it was good for those guys to get a little higher tempo than what we've been able to create so far.
Tom, what was your impressions of Holland, who hasn't played a game in a whole year now, and they got a good